Gonna click the right thing there. Hello, welcome into another Sunday Night Livestream. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, my fiends. Great news. There's not an announcement.
Yeah.
But there was a speculation map. We're gonna decode it right here, right now.
Yay.
How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing on this Sunday? Sunday. Isn't that like a wrestling thing? Or is that Monster Trucks?
I thought it was from Toy Story.
Huh? Toy Story?
Yeah, like the...
We're not even 2 minutes into the stream. Well, we're like 10, but not even like 2 minutes into us talking, you brought Disney into this.
Okay, I'm sorry you asked where it came from, but I'm pretty sure it's from that Toy Story ad.
How does everyone like the new intro, by the way, guys? Did you like that? Did you like the little spooky vibes?
I like the music choice.
Obviously, that's our theme song. Did you like it? Trying something new. New year, new horror fiends. Right?
New Year, New Fiends. Yeah.
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 But realistically, guys, we did get a new speculation map from our friends over at Horror Night Nightmares. And we get to have the lovely honor of decoding it live with you guys. We did just post a video about it, but that was like 10 minutes ago. You haven't watched it yet? What are you doing?
But stay in the stream and then watch it after.
Yeah, watch it after. Don't leave. I'm joking. But yes, we're going to be decoding all these symbols. A lot has changed. There's a lot I'm going to talk about today. I have plenty to talk about. So, without further ado, let's greet everybody that is here.
Yeah.
I'll let you read chat. Read
Now
chat?
you put the pressure on me.
Okay, I'll read chat. First, Cross Gorilla. I think that's how I say your handle there.
There's not an R in that.
Oh, there is.
Oh, I'm blind.
Tros Gorilla. I don't know. Quoting the beginning of the starting scene screen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adelidia, welcome in. How are you doing, my fiend? Was that bit great?
You're so weird.
Antonis, welcome back in, buddy. I was in another stream talking about this. Wonder what horror fiends think.
Find out
We
soon
think
enough.
some great things. I'm guessing you were in Dreamport's stream. He is still streaming, I think. I don't know if he actually still is. But, great stream. Great friend. Awesome dude. Anyways. Good evening, everyone. Welcome in, Stefano. Welcome. I'm not even going to say that. You're saying the wrong park in my chat. How dare you? How dare you? Actually, that is the best. If we're going to talk about Disney for 2 seconds, that is the best ride at Disney. I will say that.
Oh, boy.
Welcome in, Adam. Good to see you, my friend. Mary. Tiki the parrot. Are you a real parrot?
A parrot?
Very well. I had a good day with my girlfriend. Awesome, dude. Great intro. Okay, cool. I'm glad people like the intro. I was trying something new, and I wanted to like implement my favorite icon and Amber's favorite icon into the intro, and then like make it spooky and like, ooh, I'm kidnapped by these icons, and oh, I'm at Universal, and oh, it's the horror fiends. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because we're super scary.
We're super scary. Ooh, spooky. Anyways. Yeah, Dreamport just finished. Okay, cool.
Cool.
I didn't get to watch a whole lot of it, but I was editing the video we just put out like 10 minutes ago. And I was watching him, but I wasn't like paying too much attention at the time.
I was doing the same thing.
But I'm sure he had a great stream. I'll have to catch the VOD. Anyways, but I'm guessing he talked about what we're going to talk about today, and that is the spec maps. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about it because I'm excited.
Yes.
Because when we don't have announcements, we have spec maps.
Just to hold us over. It's like a little snack.
Alright, let me find the right thing here. Okay. That's close. Is it big enough?
I think it's fine.
It's fine. So, here's the brand new spec map that was just released by Horror Night Nightmares. A lot has changed and a lot is the same. So, first of all, I want to dive straight into it, get your guys' opinions, and talk about other opinions as well.
Yes.
So first thing I want to talk about is, like, we're going straight into the park. First house you'll run into, if you're going straight, that is going to be on Soundstage 23A. And that is, obviously, the Latin America, South America continent symbol that we've had already on the previous spec map. Difference here is there's some foliage on it now. There's some trees.
That's what I was wondering. I couldn't really tell because I can't see. But I was wondering what the little spot was on it.
So yes, there's some foliage on it now.
Okay.
Which might mean maybe it's like set in a forest. Who knows? Maybe it's
Interesting.
something. I've been saying since the first spec map, it's probably Monsteros. Probably. I feel like that's probably the easiest thing to bring over to Orlando. Just ship the
Yeah.
props to Orlando. And that I've heard it's a fantastic house for the people that have gone to Hollywood last year. Now it could be any kind of Latin American mythology house, I feel like. I don't know ones that are set in a forest.
I was gonna say the only thing I can think, and I'm not geographically educated to be able to tell you what part of the continent that is, but maybe the little trees on it are a hint. Like, what area is that? You know?
Maybe
it's specific to that area, but that's reaching a little bit.
But that's what I've been saying. It's probably Monsteros or some Latin American kind of thing. It could be La Llorona or I don't know anything else. So maybe, possibly something like that. Other than that, I don't know anything else. But I mean, we got the forest now. We got these trees. Maybe it's set in like this forest. I don't know what is over there.
Adam and Mary are both saying possibly maybe like a rainforest themed house. That there would be a lot of potential there, like monsters in the
If I'm geographically correct, is the Amazon rainforest there?
Sure. Don't ask me. I don't know. I thought that was somewhere else.
Oh, Amazon based. Okay, cool. Someone said Amazon based cryptids.
Don't say cryptids because I'll lose my mind. I love cryptids.
Anyways, Chucky.
Had a moment, sorry.
So the Amazon probably is over there then. Okay, so it could be set in the Amazon then.
Yeah. It's like making me want to sit here and be like, on my Google,
yeah, what?
And be like, what cryptids are in the Amazon?
Or mythology, like Latin mythology as well. Or childhood stories kind of stuff, because that's kind of what Monsteros was.
Well, you keep talking and I'm gonna Google.
Oh, well. But, I mean, that's really all I have to say about it.
Okay.
La Llorona is a Mexican folktale. The clustering of trees is too far south for that. Okay. The stuff in face would be crazy for a rainforest house. Snakes and vines everywhere. True. Now, could this be Oddfellow? I'm joking. Could this be them just recycling the props from the Oddfellow Scare Zone, what was it, Jungle of something? Doom?
Jungle of Doom.
Jungle of Doom, and they're just throwing it in a house.
That could be interesting, but I don't know.
I don't think that's Oddfellow. But, yeah, so is there any... While you're researching, is there any...
Not that I'm finding. I'm finding that there are specific people called the Rainforest Indians of South America that traditionally inhabit a vast territory dominated by the basin of the Amazon River. So, maybe something to do with that? I don't know.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting. But
Magician Addiction says, does the Jungle of Doom ever get geographically located in the lore? I don't remember.
I do not think so.
I don't remember, honestly.
I think it was. I feel like if it was, then we would be able to connect the dots if it did have a location.
I'm not going to lie. After last year's HHN, I completely forgot everything about Oddfellow.
I still have bits and pieces of it in my mind, but you've got to, wake it up.
Because I feel like I did so much, research of, for the channel that last year, and, so many videos on the channel talking about the lore of Oddfellow, then listening to the podcast that they put out last year. I honestly don't remember any of it now, because I feel like it burned myself out of it.
So
it burned out of my brain.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I remember a good bit, and I don't think that they were ever geographically placed anywhere real, as far as the Jungle of Doom goes. But I'm thinking because that's such a specific spot in this little icon that maybe not Jungle of Doom, something more
maybe
Latin
not
America based.
I think it'd be cool either way. Whenever they do Latin American houses, they're always so good. So
I would say it's kind of slowly becoming like a staple. So
right, yeah, no, I feel like that would be really good anyway. Okay, moving on. We all think the same thing. So we're gonna go straight into Soundstage 22, I believe that is. And this is the one I'm excited about because we got symbol, the woman symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have that with the Bride of Frankenstein's hairdo on top of it. So, there's few rumors of what this could be. Obviously, the basic one is the Bride of Frankenstein house returning, which I am all for. I love the Universal Monsters. I will gladly take another Bride house. Bride of Frankenstein Lives was a really good house in my opinion. You might not agree with me, but I think it was great. Then there's the rumor of the Wicked Divas coming to HHN, which was, I believe, just a merch item.
Yeah, it was.
And it had what,
It had Lady Luck, Chance, Storyteller. I feel like there was someone else on it.
Now, I feel like that one's not going to happen just for a simple fact that usually, what we've gathered, and it seems like a lot of people think this too, with the symbols, when they have a movie reel with them, it's IP. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if they do a Wicked Diva's house, that's not IP. That's
Yeah.
original. So I feel like not so much on that part. I do hear a lot about the whole Lisa Frankenstein thing. Like maybe they're not doing Bride of Frankenstein, they're doing a new take on it, being Lisa Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which I think that would be cool too, because we recently just watched that film and we
see.
thought it was really good.
I love that, and it would be such like the perfect theme for like the campy house.
Right. So like I feel like, yeah, it would be like the comedy house or the funny house. Now obviously the rumor of Ghostbusters might mean there might be a couple funny houses then if they're doing Lisa Frankenstein as well. But I don't know. But I'm all for just Universal Monsters in general, and it seems like this might be the location, possibly right now, speculation-wise, of where Universal Monsters is going to end up this year. So being in a soundstage, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Ironically, too, I'm pretty sure that's where the Bride House was as well.
Yes, it was where Bride of Frankenstein lives was.
Full circle.
Now, this has changed, obviously. This was a different symbol than on the last spec map. Last spec map, this was the vampire.
Yeah.
So now, maybe the vampire thing isn't happening. So we gotta take that into consideration. The whole Lost Boys rumor, Abigail, Dracula. On this spec map, there's no evidence of that.
But as I was saying this earlier, and I just read a comment that made me think, like, maybe, I don't know, like, we were talking about not knowing for sure, like, how deep HHN Nightmares gets with doing the map. So, like, would the past map connect to the symbol on this map, and it all kind of tie in together? And someone said something about Bride 2, Dracula's Revenge. So what if we get that tied together? You had the Dracula, and now you have the Bride, and now it's a Dracula Bride house.
That would be a cool house. I mean, we kind of got that with Bride of Frankenstein, though.
Yeah.
With the previous one, because of, obviously, Dracula and the Brides. So we kind of did get that. I mean, if it's a sequel to that, that'd be cool. But then we got to, what was I going to say? I completely forgot. Oh, we got to talk about the creature in the room. And that is no symbolization of creature yet on these spec maps. And that's like a huge rumor this year about creature coming to the event. But we still haven't seen any quote-unquote evidence of it on spec maps. Obviously, spec could be wrong, of course. But yeah, there's no creature representation here, which I'm a little sad about if he doesn't come.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's long overdue for Creature to get his own spotlight. Like, Bride would be cool, of course.
Yeah.
But we had Bride before.
Right.
We've had Dracula, we've had Frankenstein, we've had Wolfman, Mummy, even Phantom and stuff. The lesser known ones. Yet we have not had Creature from the Black Lagoon yet as a house. Obviously we had him in Universal Monsters in 2019 for that little bit. But he hasn't had his own, like, shining moment, right?
Right.
And there's no evidence of it yet, which I hope that's not the case here.
Yeah, there's a lot they could do with it too. Like, I would love to see it specifically just for, like, design wise.
Right.
Like, just to have, like, a water themed house. Like, they could do so much with Creature, and if they don't do him this year, I'll be really sad. But hopefully he'll come eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see what people are saying about this house. To do Bride of Frankenstein, cool of course, but they already did that in 2020, 2021. Yes. The girl.
The Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss house is coming true.
Yeah, actually, it's just Bride and it plays Taylor Swift the whole time.
They were listening to our stream last Sunday, and they were like, these girls are on it.
Big year for the girlies if it's true. Lisa Frankenstein would be so fun. I agree. Lisa Frankenstein would be fun. Lisa Frankenstein could work. Love the movie. People are going to be upset because apparently there's not enough IPs. I've been going to the event since 2010, so I love it when there's more originals than IPs, but people are strange. Yes, that is the case with, IPs are the big marketing drive that brings people to the event. So, like, not the diehard fans or anything of that aren't that big fans of the originals compared to IPs. They want to see what's coming that year, like Stranger Things or Last of Us last year. So when they don't see a lot of that in the spec, and obviously there's a big elephant in the room of a certain thing that's not on the spec right now. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I'm an originals guy. I like the originals. Obviously, I love the icons, which are all original. So I'm definitely more gravitated to the original houses than the IPs, I feel like. Now, of course, I would love to see like a movie I watched growing up or a movie that came out recently that I really liked inside of a house, of course, like I was talking about with the last stream in Abigail. But, I feel like if I have the choice between the two, I would choose original over IP. Right?
Yeah. No, I think that's what I would do too, and, people, like you were saying, like the IPs are what bring outside people in, and I feel like if we have a year that's more originals than IPs, it's good for like the Horror Nights fans, because they don't have as much traffic, because there's not as many IPs bringing as many people in, so wouldn't complain too much about it.
True. I want Dracula or the Wolfman. I always want Dracula. Dracula is my favorite Universal monster, so yes, I would gladly take Dracula anytime at HHN. Super bummed on no creature love. Yeah, it's weird because when they were gonna release that merch, right? We had this whole display that was put out inside of the 5 and Dime with all of the little teases that Horror Nights was gonna drop an announcement at that time. And obviously the big merch all over the place was freaking creature.
Yeah. All the creature t-shirts and stuff out.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. Did you see the creature from the Black Lagoon Monster High doll?
Yes, I did, and unfortunately did not get it.
Honestly, it is really... I like when...
It is so cool.
Like, I'm not like a big collector of Monster High. She is. There's a huge little desk over here in the studio that is full of Monster High. But I do like when they do like collaborations. Like I love the Chucky one, and then they do a Dracula one, and Elvira,
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, so
Pennywise, Annabelle.
And I like the creature one. The creature one's pretty cool, actually.
Yes.
I would get that myself.
Honestly, just even for the box, loved it.
Girl Boss House. We get forced to watch clips of Velma, Damsel, and Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. True Nightmare Fuel. You had me at Velma, buddy. You had me at Velma. Adelidia says, the fact that I missed out on talking about Taylor Swift last stream. I would have been talking with Amber for hours.
I told you there's something about the spooky girlies and how they like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. In your opinion, do the IPs end up being more restricted creativity due to corporate preferences / control versus the originals? 100% yes. And I will say that as someone who has worked at the event inside of an IP house. Yes, creativity is very limited as far as what Horror Nights can do with an IP. Especially if you're talking about anything like Netflix or like a horror classic. Like, for example, like if they did Nightmare on Elm Street. They would have very limited creativity on what they could branch out with if they implemented Freddy, right? So yes, originals they have complete control over. They can do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. But the creativity inside of IPs is very, very limited compared to original. HHN Hollywood has 7 IPs. Like, are you kidding? That's crazy, though. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't think IPs are bad for the event, of course. No. There's a lot of good IPs.
There are, and they're fun to go through sometimes, bring you into the worlds you've seen in your movies.
Everything but The Walking Dead is great. Anyways, that's a older joke if you've been going to HHN for a while. But no, when they do some IPs, they'll be good. Like, not Chucky, but Last of Us last year we really liked.
Yeah, I did enjoy Last of Us.
Unpopular opinion. I feel like a lot of people didn't, but we liked it. And not Stranger Things so much, but some IPs they can do very, very well. Like for example, The Weeknd when they did that's an IP. I mean, it's an artist, but it's an IP. That was a fantastic house. Mm-hmm. I was one of those people when The Weeknd came to the event. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I was like, that's weird. But then obviously I watched the music videos and blah, 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 blah. And then went to the house. One of the best houses of that year. So, I mean, IPs can be done very well. So if you have 7 IPs at an event, I mean, it can be done well, right? You don't have to, get sad about it. I mean, originals are always great, of course, but,
Yeah. I think that they each have their own little, what's the word? Charm about them. Like, they each have their good things, they each have their pros, they each have their cons.
Correct.
It's just personal opinions, I guess.
I love IPs. I don't know what that says.
Love IPs. I prefer them over the originals.
Oh, okay. I wonder why there's not much announcing yet. It'll happen soon. I mean, they only have a limited amount of time this year, so obviously we're gonna get it before Unmasking the Horror Tour start this year. Otherwise, that's gonna spoil houses for everyone.
Yeah.
And they can't technically force you to sign an NDA when you're paying for something. So all the houses will have to be announced by August 11th. So that kind of gives you a little bit more of hey, this is kind of cool. It's a little earlier. But I feel like things are going to start coming. Next couple weeks, things will probably start coming out, right?
I think they kind of have to.
Yeah, I agree. The Last of Us has my heart. Those bloaters were so good. They were. That was fantastic costuming. So props to the costuming team at Universal because fantastic for those and the clickers. Fantastic costuming as well. What IP maze do you think us in Hollywood did better than Orlando?
I can give you a couple.
Chucky.
I'm gonna say Chucky for
That's
sure.
the first one that comes to my brain. So there's your answer. Chucky.
That, and then also, in my opinion, loved our Last of Us house, but I think I would have preferred to be able to go through Hollywood's Last of Us house, just specifically from the perspective of loving The Last of Us and wanting to see more Joel and Ellie versus clickers and bloaters.
I feel like with Hollywood, you guys are really good with your IPs because you're Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
You have more access to, like, the Hollywood stuff. The actual movie stuff, you know? And I feel like IPs can be done very well there because of that. Because John Murdy is very good up there. And has really good connections with, like, Hollywood directors, Hollywood studios, things like that. So he can create a lot of really good things for your Hollywood HHN. As far as IPs and originals. You guys have great originals as well. If not, then the week after that. Yeah, right. I mean, yeah. Anyways, moving right along here on the spec map, we're going to get into Soundstage 23B. This hasn't changed. This is the Cadillac symbol. This is Ghostbusters. I'm glad this hasn't changed, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Because I don't want this to change. I want this to come to the event. I want Ghostbusters. I don't know if you guys want Ghostbusters. I want Ghostbusters. Sorry about it.
I would love to have Ghostbusters again.
Yeah. Because you don't remember it.
I don't. It was my first year. All I remember is the library books.
So yeah, I'm all for Ghostbusters this year. So we don't really have to stay too much on that one because we've talked about this a million times. It's the biggest rumor of this year's HHN.
It's a Cadillac symbol. The code name is S'mores.
Obviously, Ghostbusters is going to have a lot going on with Universal in general because we got some stuff coming tomorrow. Oh, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, it is tomorrow.
Video tomorrow, guys. So there'll be an announcement from Universal tomorrow, not HHN. Ghostbusters might be in that. Just saying. So lots going on with Ghostbusters. Makes sense for them to bring it to HHN, obviously. So moving right along past that one, we're going to go right into the next one, is Soundstage 23A. Now this was the location on the previous spec map of this whole Tribute to Terror house that everyone's been speculating. So it looks like things have been moving around a little bit. So this mute symbol that was in Sprung Tent is now in a soundstage, which should make some people feel a little better about what's, being rumored as that. Because a lot of people were worried about this property wouldn't be good in a tent. Now it's in a soundstage, according to this spec map.
Right.
Possibly, obviously. So there's more room to do a quiet place, right? Obviously, there's a lot of rumors behind what this could be. Besides a quiet place, we have Silent Hill. We have Silence of the Lambs. Two very good things. I feel like could be done very well.
Oh, yeah.
They've done Silent Hill before. And then Silence of the Lambs be great inside of a house. Very eerie house. Quiet place makes a lot of sense. And it seems like that's been the general consensus.
Yeah.
Makes sense because Quiet Place Day 1's coming out. Now there's a soundstage, so it might make you feel a little better if you were a little on the fence about it. Might be in a soundstage now. If it's coming to the event, obviously.
I'm just saying, I'm forever from spec map season to the point that if they announce that it's a quiet place, I'm calling it now, it's going to be a good house.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fantastic house. We're the unpopular opinion.
We're saying it's unpopular opinion, but if that is what is coming to the event, it's going to be at the top of my hype list, and it's probably going to stay there when the event's over.
Yeah. Let me read chat for a second. Kobe says we are most likely getting something the week after the 29th. Maybe. If not, then the week after that. That I missed your first message. I realize that now.
Yeah.
Maybe. Because of the announcement they're teasing. The new parade show and tribute store. Yes. That's the announcement tomorrow from Universal. It's obviously the new stuff coming for summer. Ghostbusters is probably in that, right? We know. If you follow Universal, obviously. If you're just an HHN person, you have no idea. Do you think the first two movies are the new ones? So that's been the debate, right? Is if this Ghostbusters house is going to be Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Because that was how the rumor originally started. Then now people have the new rumor of a Frozen Empire coming. I don't know if Afterlife is going to be a part of that as well. But, yeah. I think either or will be good, because I feel like, although I haven't seen Frozen Empire yet, which, oh my god, I'm a terrible Ghostbusters, terrible Universal fan, I haven't seen it. But Afterlife, I really liked. I know Frozen Empire doesn't have great reviews. But Ghostbusters is Ghostbusters to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what iteration you're doing of it, as long as there's Slimer, as long as there's proton packs. That's all that matters to me. And Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
Whether tiny or large.
No, they need to be tiny.
The large one's cool too.
Yes.
You don't remember him probably from that.
I do remember that one thing. I remember him being on fire.
Yeah, that was a cool scene. If you guys remember HHN 29, going through that Ghostbusters house, the scene with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, fantastic scene inside of the house. Props to Scenic. Are you guys going to the Unmasking the Horror Tour? Because I heard a lot of people were a little upset that they're doing it weeks before the event starts. We want to. We want to do Unmasking. We've never done it before. A lot of our friends have done it. A lot of creators we know have done it. We want to do it. Yes. We don't want to do it before the event.
That part.
I don't want to ruin anything, any immersion I will have, knowing already what's inside of these houses with lights on.
Yeah.
I want my first experience for all of these houses, all of the scare zones, show, whatever, food. I want it all to be my opening night.
Yeah.
I want to have it seen as it was meant to seem, with lights off, scare actors in, lightings, audio. I want the experience, the fog, all that inside of the houses. I don't want to go through them first, lights on, and ruin everything.
Yeah. It takes away the whole, like, I don't want to say magic of it because you're going to be like, that's a Disney thing, but it takes away the whole magic of it. Like, being transported into this whole world, like, it's like not where you are. Like, you're being transported into this new place, but if you go in lights on first, you know what to expect. You can see where the ceiling's open. You can see all the little things, and then you just don't have, like you said, the immersion. Like, you're not fully immersed in it how you should be.
Correct. And I am one of the people that I'm like, I don't think it's smart to do unmasking before the actual event.
It's a little strange.
Because a lot can get spoiled. And me personally, just seeing from my perspective, I'm a creator for the event. So I have to constantly be on social media to see the latest rumors, the latest speculation, the latest, once Horror Nights is starting to begin, the latest behind the scenes, not even behind the scenes, but like the arch, the medallion, that kind of stuff, the construction. I don't want it to get ruined though, because I can't avoid it, because everything, all of my social media is HHN. So it's going to be hard to avoid for me. So I'm hoping there's a little bit of like maybe the first little bit of these unmaskings going up to opening night. You can't take pictures or something along those lines.
But then in that same breath, you would think, like, if they're not letting you take pictures, but then after it starts you can, like, are they going to charge a different price for beforehand? Like, I just don't realistically see them actually doing that.
No, I don't see them stopping pictures or anything like that. I have a feeling...
It should, but...
I have a feeling a lot will come out August 11th. A lot's going to be on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Whatever social media you use. Instagram. It's going to be everywhere. And it's going to be hard to avoid. I feel like it's going to be a little better for me, though, if I see it, like, if I see a picture, and I'm like, okay, I saw a picture.
Yeah.
Than actually doing the tour and seeing it in person.
Yeah, because you're not going to know where in the house this is and da-da-da. Because, like, to me, even whenever I see unmasking pictures during, like, the regular season, most of the time it usually gives me something to, like, look for when I go through the house again because I didn't notice it the first time. Like, you get the Easter eggs in the pictures. So... not as detrimental to the experience as actually doing it is.
I agree. Anyway, I feel like I went on a tangent there. My bad. Honestly, just from seeing the trailer for Day 1, it looks like it would be a great house. Now, I don't know if the house will be Quiet Place Day 1. We don't know if it's Quiet Place in general, but maybe it's the original. Maybe it's Quiet Place 2. What was it called?
Day 1.
No, the second one.
Oh, Quiet Place 2.
Was it a Quiet Place 2? I feel like it...
I don't remember.
I don't know. But it could be that. It could be that. I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna opt for anyone, they're either do Day 1 or the original.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Will it be the new Quiet Place movie? Well, I just answered your question. You're welcome. What's the licensing pathway like for Terrifier as an alternate for a Quiet Place? I feel like it's very easy to get Terrifier. Just for the simple fact it's more of a smaller film, and I know Damien Leone, the director and creator of Terrifier, wants it to be an HHN house. Now, on the other hand of that, there is the gore aspect of it, and Horror Nights is a little bit shying away from the intense stuff a little bit because there is more teenagers coming to the event. There is people that do bring their children to the event. And so without completely getting rid of the gore, they're dialing it back a little bit, you know? And I feel like Terrifier would do the opposite of what they're trying to do right now. Although I would love to see Terrifier because I love Terrifier films. Specifically, Terrifier 2 as a house would be really, really good. But I don't know if that's going to be possible.
Yeah.
Maybe in Hollywood. I feel like Hollywood's a little bit more intense than Orlando is.
Yeah, I could see that, definitely.
Frozen Empire was good. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Adam said it's good. It's good.
One of the first few people I've heard actually say it's good.
Why don't HHN Hollywood and HHN Orlando have the same opening night anymore? That is a question I'm not sure of, honestly.
I don't know, because different people run it.
Two different teams. Yeah, that's what it is. Two different teams. HHN Orlando is a little bit more for the fans, I feel like.
I feel like it's a bit more popular over here, so...
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. But I feel like HHN Orlando is for the fans. So the opening night will get sooner and sooner because people are constantly badgering them about it. Hollywood, I feel like, is more for people that want to be scared. I feel like that's what Hollywood's meant for.
Yeah. Because
you're going to go to Hollywood, you're like, this is Universal Hollywood, this is where they make the movies, I want to be scared. That's what I think John Murdy does compared to Michael Leo, who's in Orlando. You can tell Michael's definitely more for the fans. You've seen, there's millions of interviews. You can go on YouTube and look up a Michael Leo interview, and he's constantly talking about the fandom behind HHN. Which, not saying that John Murray doesn't cater to fans as well, because, he always is. I see his tweets. I see he teases you guys all the time over there, which is cool. But I do feel like you go to Hollywood a little more for the fear aspect of it. And that's why I feel like the energy is so intense in Hollywood compared to Orlando. As far as the scare actors wise. But yeah, I don't know. That's what I can say. That's my guess. Honestly, the real behind it is it's two different teams, two different corporate companies. They're the same company, but two different corporate teams. And they just decide things.
Yeah.
They don't partner, except with like a house going on both coasts. That's really it. Anyways, moving from Quiet Place, let's move over to an original here. And that is in Soundstage 24B. We're back on the spec map, by the way. I didn't say that. Now we have a candy in a wrapper.
Woo!
Previously it was a lollipop. This is starting to look more like Willy Wonka, the Unknown House. I'm telling you.
Oh, I was gonna say Candyland.
Or Candyland, the board game.
Yeah.
Or actually it's Wreck-It Ralph. The little candy driver thing. I don't know.
That's Disney, buddy.
I know. That was a joke. This is Sweet Revenge, right? This is what everyone has said. I haven't seen any other speculation behind it besides Sweet Revenge.
Frankly, there's just not much out in the horror world where you look at candy and think of anything else.
Candyman. But it's not IP though.
Yeah.
If it was IP, Candyman would be a little better, but they'd probably use a B or something for the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is probably Sweet Revenge. Probably. I don't know. Maybe.
It's really hard to make really legit guesses when it's just symbols, and we tell you guys a million times.
Honestly, I'm glad that this symbol hasn't changed. I'm glad it's still in the same element. Lollipop, now it's a candy and wrapper. It's saying that this one hasn't changed, which I'm glad about, because a lot has changed on the spec map compared to the last one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one that hasn't. And I like when that stuff happens, because then I have I have the speculation that this might actually pan out. Same with Ghostbusters. Ooh,
Yeah.
And Sweet Revenge, I would like to see that in a house. I would hope it's a backstory, of Major Sweets or whatever his name is. Hopefully, maybe it's Candy Factory, Willy Wonka, with his Oompa Loompas. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. Then we move to Fast and Furious. So I've been saying for the longest, this is where Blum House is gonna be. Blah 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 blah. Megan, imaginary. Blah, blah, blah. Now it's not an unknown IP anymore. It's now an unknown original. So maybe Blum House is not here anymore. Possibly, because it's not an IP anymore. So, and there's a little thing later in the spec map that kind of says Blum House. But so I don't know any rumors behind this one, obviously, because it's completely unknown.
The only thing that I could think and hope for is that they're keeping it an unknown original and keeping it locked down tight, because maybe we'll get a new icon.
Maybe it's an icon house. Yeah, possibly. It is possible. Maybe it's not.
Yeah, there's really no saying. Just
Um,
hoping.
So yeah, there's not much to say about that one, honestly. Adam says Sweet Revenge. Kroos, still don't know his name. Someone said it'd probably be Willy Wonka. Yeah, it's me. I said that.
Willy Wonka.
Saw a video where someone thought the Universal Monsters house would be a follow-up to the one where the bride took Dracula's wives. Yeah, it could be a second house to Bride of Frankenstein Lives from HHN 30. Very possible.
This time it's Dracula and his bride's trapping bride.
Maybe. But moving on from that, we're going to go into one I really want to talk about, and it seems like a lot of other creators really like to talk about this one, and that is Tent 3. Tent 3 is symbolized by a popcorn bucket symbol. So, this might be a deep cut if you haven't gone to HHN that long. But back in 2018, there was a house, an anthology house called Slaughter Cinema. It was set on a drive-in. You would walk through this house. It was one of the best houses in HHN history. And the rumor on the street is this is the sequel that is speculated here. I hope to God that is true. Because if you don't know Slaughter Cinema, if you haven't been going to HHN that long is what I was trying to say. There's plenty of YouTube walkthroughs, so I recommend you watch those. There's another rumor about this that we'll get into in a second, but Slaughter Cinema would be fantastic back at the event, which could lead to a certain icon possibly returning, or a couple. There's 2 icons that could pertain to if they return. But even if they don't, Slaughter Cinema Part 2 would be amazing. But now I'm going to talk about something else. Just for a simple fact, it's another thing that's very speculated. And it's an icon thing. And so I'm down for that too, if this is true. The only popcorn icon I feel like could be the Usher returning. So this could be an Usher house. Maybe. That'd be cool, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Popcorn.
Adelaide says Usher. Okay, so you've heard the Usher. Maybe it will be Slaughter Cinema. Yes. I am hoping for either, because either of these speculations I am 100% for.
I think I would prefer the Slaughter Cinema too, but...
You would prefer Slaughter Cinema over Usher?
I think so. I would prefer to have Slaughter Cinema and a new icon, just because I feel like with the direction last year went, like I don't want... Sadly, I don't want old icons to come back now. Like, I just want a new era of
She's
icons.
wrong. Tomato. You're gonna tomato it again.
Well, I would love, like...
She's gonna get
Jack
tomatoed
can
again.
always come back. Jack can always come back.
Oh, Jack?
Well, Chance, too.
Only Chance?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Fear. Fear can come back. No.
I'm
But-
striking you in Family Feud.
Okay.
Wrong.
Okay.
What about Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
What about
Okay.
Boris?
But what I'm getting at is just not Usher.
She doesn't like Usher.
Plus, I think in my mind, Bloody Mary or Boris would be qualified under new icon. Since in...
Bloody Mary was an icon.
I know, but she didn't get her time to shine like she should have.
Agreed. I will agree with that. Anyways. Tomatoes. Anyways, I was reading chat. What was I saying? Where was I?
I don't know. I'm not helping you. You threw tomatoes at me.
Killer Clowns are a house based on the Usher. If there was an IP reel next to the popcorn, I would think more so Killer Clowns, yeah. But because it seems like it might be an original house, I'll lean more towards Usher or Slaughter Cinema. Adam says he hopes so too. And then Croso says, every time people keep mentioning the Usher, I always think it's the hip-hop artist Usher. That's what I'm talking about, guys. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Obviously. He's going to perform... He was going to perform in the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
He's going to do a Super Bowl performance. I don't know Usher, so sorry I had to ask her about that.
I cannot believe that.
Slaughter Cinema 2 would be interesting. Yes, I don't know if I'd want to see them continue the stories that were in the original Slaughter Cinema, or if they create a whole new catalog of films.
I feel like they gotta do a new catalog.
Maybe, but then those properties, those stories inside the house are really good.
Yeah, but then I feel like if it's like still taking the form of like the drive-in movie, like movies change.
True, but they also get sequels.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the stream.
I'm joking. Anyways.
No, I'm leaving the stream.
No, you're not.
Turning around. I'm not talking anymore.
She's shunning you guys.
I'm
Anyways.
shunning you.
I lost my place now.
Sucks.
Did I already read it out of Lydia's comment?
No.
Okay. I would love to see Slaughter Cinema. I didn't get to experience it in 2018. I'm so sorry for you. There's a lot of good houses back in the earlier years. I wouldn't say that's early years, but like the 20s years. Not the 1920s, but you know what I mean. Wow, Usher doing the Super Bowl in HHN in 1 year? Crazy. Dude, he's booked and busy, man.
Booked and busy.
He's the new icon of HHN.
Ooh.
Are you dying?
Yeah, I choked on my Coke. I was laughing at the comment you read. Can't speak.
How was Dr. Oddfellow received by fans? Could he become an icon? Death is the icon. Maybe. Dr. Oddfellow was received by fans very well, and that's why he was an icon. But yeah, he Death being the icon? Maybe. But then again, maybe not. Who knows? Gross Gorilla says, who even is the other Usher? Exactly. Who are you talking about?
Yeah.
That Super Bowl performance was pretty scary. I agree with you right there. Antonis says, have you ever seen a fight at HHN? Because I hear they happen every year. No, I haven't.
I've not.
I'm glad I
witnessed
haven't.
them, thankfully.
Sorry, the lyrics in there. Anyways, moving on from that one, we're gonna go into tent number 4. And that is signified by a lantern symbol and an IP reel. So this is the rumor is this is where Blum House is gonna be this year. And the most popular Blum House property that contains a lantern would be Insidious. It's been a while since we've had Insidious at the event, and I believe when we had Insidious, it was a dual house with Sinister, I think it was.
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because I remember talking about it.
Oh, how do you remember that? That wasn't your year.
I can't know more than you do. Oh no.
That was impressive. Good job.
I'm joking.
So yeah, that is the rumor. I haven't heard any other rumors about this one, I think. So Insidious. And I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I remember Insidious, like the first one. I forget what it was called.
Insidious?
Just Insidious, the red one.
The red one?
I always remember it.
I think
'cause
they're
it was
all red.
These scary movies I watched as when I was little. Younger. Not little. Anyways, continue. I'm stupid.
No, I think Insidious would be great. I don't know if it's going to be like a standalone thing or like a dual house like it was before. But maybe. I mean, we don't know if it's coming. But yeah, would you like Insidious to be there?
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds fun.
Sounds fun, guys. Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern coming to HHN. Yeah, actually, that's what it is. You're correct. I was completely wrong. Not Insidious, guys. Green Lantern. Did you hear?
I can't.
Moving right along, we're gonna go into tent number 2. And that is a house that is black and white.
It's chopped in half.
Yes. This is obviously Wizard of Oz. The HHN house.
Bro, where do you get these? Every single icon, you're like, this is really long time. This is what they're on.
I got one for everyone, I feel like. No, but realistically, this has the same color scheme that the last spec map that whole tribute to terror speculation, the little skeleton dude, had on him. So it makes me think it could be something along those lines, and it just moved from a soundstage to a sprung tent.
Yeah.
Again, it could be Boris Schuster related because of the black and white, and that was the only black and white thing inside of the tribute store last year.
Yeah.
So maybe Boris. I think we all can agree on that one, right?
Yeah, either Boris or Tribute to Terror.
Because I don't know what else it could be.
Frankly, that's really all I can think of, because the skull to this is definitely giving, like, the Tribute Store Comet logo, and then the Tribute Store vibe little house, so either because it's black and white, Boris's area, or just because of the general vibes, just the Tribute Store in general translated into a house.
I would say the Boris Schuster, if he is there, I need some imagery to Bloody Mary.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Please.
I think they would do
Scrape
that.
of crumbs at this point.
They gave us some crumbs and icons, so I think
Those
if
weren't
they did
enough.
have Boris, she would
Bring
have
her
some
back.
crumbs, honestly.
That's my crumbs. I want her back. Anyways.
Thanks, Chris. He said he's currently at work but wanted to stop by and say have a great stream.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Y'all, check out Chris if you have not yet. Dude just hit 8K. 8K. Congratulations, man. That is amazing. Go check him out. He just put out a video about the spec map as well. And it's very good. So go check it out. And subscribe while you're there. Because why not? Who is Boris? I don't know. Some guy.
It's not really that important, actually.
Buddy, if I tell you who Boris is, this is going to be a 3-hour long stream.
It will be. All you need to know.
What I will do is I will link you straight to the Horror Nights Deep Dive, hosted by the Horror Fiends, released last year. Skip to HHN 2008. There's your Boris.
Yeah, there you go.
I really hope it's a Boris house. Me too.
Me too. Like, frankly, if we get a Boris house, I'm not even gonna stream or make videos or anything anymore. You're gonna leave me at Universal and I'm going to live in the bushes.
Universal, if you're watching, she didn't mean that. Please don't ban us from the park.
You can leave me on the street outside of Universal.
Yeah.
And I'll just walk around.
Just
Yeah.
because the Boris house is there, you're going to
Yeah.
walk around the street outside of Universal?
Yeah, because I want to pay for a hotel. Just walk around outside and go in there every night.
So if you see a girl at HHN on your guys' trip, sitting on the side of the road looking homeless.
Crusty, dusted, and busted. That's me.
It's Amber.
No, but that's just like how much I want that to be Boris' house.
No, yeah, me too. I do want a Boris house. I know my good friend Dreamport, you guys probably just in a stream, and he probably just talked about this as well. I know he really wants one as well. So, for Dreamport's sake, and for Amber's sake, put Boris in a house.
Please.
And for my sake, throw a Bloody Mary in there, Christ. Anyways, then moving on to our last one. Our last one on this spec map version 2 is going to be a painting of an Egyptian eye with some guardrail in front of it, or like a velvet rope in front of it. So this house, obviously, is Night at the Museum, starring Ben Stiller, the HHN house, correct? Honestly, though, I'm kind of not joking about that.
It's low-key just giving Mummy.
Might be Mummy. I know this previously was the rumored Greek mythology house, or Poseidon's Fury, maybe, with the whole Minotaur. And now it looks like it's this Egyptian, maybe Mummy. It's giving me Night at the Museum vibes. I'm honestly not joking about that. Obviously, I know it's not a Night at the Museum house. It's not an IP. They wouldn't do Night at the Museum anyway. But I could say it maybe is a museum.
I'd say like a spooky haunted museum would be cool, you know.
Yeah, maybe it is a haunted museum where maybe some Egyptian or some Greek mythology fossils, artifacts come to life, you know.
So Night at the Museum, but not really.
But not really. Their own take on it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a cool house,
No,
man.
it would be. That or like, I don't really know what's in the Mummy ride. Oh, like, obviously it's the Mummy, but like,
Yeah.
there's, what's the little, forgot the thing's name.
What thing?
The animal.
Anubis?
Yeah. I feel like it could be that, because this right, like, the logo is like giving the red ropes outside of the Mummy ride.
You think it's a mummy ride house?
Not actually Mummy ride, but like.
I mean, they've done it before.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think they would do that. I think they would do, like, how they did Dueling Dragons, like a past house that they're bringing back. Or a past ride that they're bringing back. But I'm just saying that, like, Anubis is in there, and, like, just give it those vibes.
Maybe. Could be. But, I don't know. To me, it's just giving very much museum vibes, because it's a painting on a wall with a, like, guardrail in front of it, or a velvet rope in front of it. Feels very, like, this is a exhibit in a museum.
Yeah.
So maybe something along those lines. Who knows, though? I mean, it's an original house. It could be absolutely anything pertaining to Egyptian or Greek or any kind of mythology at this point, honestly.
Yeah, I'll be
So.
curious to see if or what all this changes to in the next spec map.
Yeah. Let's hope we get announcements before the next spec map, right, guys?
I don't think so. Actually,
Anyways,
maybe.
so that is all of the houses inside of this spec map. But I do want to talk about the shows real quick. As you can notice, on the last spec map there were 2. This is very similar to last year's spec map. Now there's 1.
Unfortunately.
And it looks like Fire, Nightmare Fuel, right?
That's not unfortunate, though.
I hope this isn't the case, man. Because I didn't really mind it, obviously, last year before the event. I didn't expect the crowd control as it was. And having one show to split the crowd is not the move.
It definitely created a lot of issues, and I don't think they were prepared for it.
Now I'm hoping, because of the whole, summer stuff going on right now with the Lagoon, maybe there could be a Lagoon show again this year, which would help so much. And the Lagoon shows are just cool in general. But, yeah, I'm hoping there's more than one. I know on the last spec map, it was that castle inside of Animal Actors. A lot of people were saying Rocky Horror or Beetlejuice Graveyard Review. Harold and Kumar for some reason. So that was the thing. I don't know. I feel like it needs a second show just for the simple fact. Otherwise, you really are gonna need an express pass.
Yeah.
If you want to get through all 10 houses, if you go one night and you want to get through all 10 houses, you gotta get an express pass. Because if there's not 2 shows to balance out the crowd a little bit that are happening, it's gonna be very crowded, especially with food and all this other stuff. We've seen that last year, especially opening weekend. We've seen that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see though. Now Death Eaters is still on the spec map. That hasn't changed. I feel like that's pretty set in stone, if anything, on what's coming to HHN. I feel like Death Eaters will be prevalent again. The one thing I do want to talk about before I take the spec map off the screen is there is a certain thing that was a huge IP that is missing, and that is Nightmare on Elm Street. That is no longer on the spec map, or there's nothing indicating it that we can tell. And I know there was the rumor, or the recent rumor, and we talked about this a couple streams ago, of Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street being potentially dropped from the event. And I told you how sad I would be about that. So I'm sad. No, I'm joking. Again, this is speculation. This could be wrong. So don't be like, oh, Nightmare on Elm Street's not coming.
Yeah,
could still come, guys. Could definitely still come. If you do watch the video I just posted, I don't even mention Nightmare on Elm Street because I don't want to say it's removed, right? Because anything's possible. Anything's possible. This is speculation. There's no official announcement of anything coming to the event right now. Well, all we have is tickets and dates and a cryptic video. That's all we got right now. So, this stuff, take with a grain of salt. Anything could come to the event. Anything could get removed from the event. Ghostbusters speculation could be gone tomorrow. So yeah, I didn't mention it in the video we just put out. Because I feel like it was pointless. Because it could still come. And it's a huge IP, We'll see. It could still not come. And maybe it was never coming in the first place, So who knows? But yeah, that is what I really wanted to talk about at the end there. Because I was going to mention it earlier, but I wanted to wait till we were done talking about all the symbols to talk about it. Now you can see our lovely faces again. Hold on. Hello! Our lovely faces are back.
Oh, how cute.
Alright, so, let me read chat for a sec.
You got a lot of catching up to do, buddy.
I do? No, I don't.
No, not really.
Let's see. Alright, see you later, Brian. Sorry, you probably left 10 minutes ago. I might Anubis is my guess. Okay, so people are having the same mindset as you on that one. Casey, welcome in. Welcome in. Sorry you missed us talking about the map.
Yeah.
But the VOD will be here if you want to rewatch. Probably, I think the announcements are going to start beginning in mid-May 2024. Maybe, it's possible. Honestly, the announcements, I believe there will be something in May. I can't say timeline-wise. Could be next week. Could be 3 weeks from now. I have no idea. But when it happens, I'll be very happy about it, and I'll make a video, and we'll be able to do a live stream eventually, you know? So, that'll happen. Where was I? The event desperately needs a second show. I would have thought they were going to do a Lagoon show. Yeah, I mean, the Lagoon's been broken, so I don't know if they're going to only program it for a summer nighttime show. Or if they could program it for HHN as well. Might be too early for them bringing it back for them to do it for HHN, which would make sense. You know, they want to really bring the attention.
Yeah.
They want to bring the attention to their daytime operations, which I mean that makes sense. But I hope something could come to balance the crowd out a little, whether it's an experience or something. They could maybe bring Purge Dangerous Waters to Orlando. Maybe. I feel like with all of the Lagoon stuff, it might be hard to accomplish that because I know there's a lot of stunt and stuff. Now, if you put the Purge show inside of Bourne, inside the park, that would work well because that's already a stunt show inside of the park. Just open up Bourne. It's an AC, huge theater. Could definitely do some kind of Purge show inside of there. Welcome, Jessica. Again, sorry you missed the map as well. The franchise is celebrating its 40th anniversary. Surely Universal should do something to celebrate it. Agreed. I mean, it all depends on the rights, right? Because obviously they're going... Maybe they did try for it, but the rights just weren't right, Like, rights weren't right. Like, the thing with rights and Universal is a lot can change. Like, if Universal wants to do Freddy wearing a different colored hat, they could pull the rights out. They could. And it's that fragile sometimes, so, I mean, it's less probably Universal and more like just an agreement if that was coming to the event and it got removed, or who knows, but that's probably what it was. Besides, imagine 2 Freddys in a row, Freddy Fazbear and Freddy Krueger. Yes, and I also still haven't heard anything about Freddy, not Five Nights at Freddy's. I know that was a huge rumor, but we haven't heard anything about that, too. So, I don't know. Yeah?
Yeah?
How do you feel about this? I'm talking so much. How do you feel about this? No, how do you feel?
I don't even...
How do you feel about Nightmare on Elm Street and the spec map?
I've said my piece about the spec map. I don't care about nothing as long as Boris is there, obviously. But I'm not really too hurt about Nightmare on Elm Street not coming.
Because you haven't
Hot
seen
take. Yeah. I've seen one of them, but I think I've only seen the newer one because, unfortunately, I always forget what movies I need to watch, and then when I need to watch a movie, I just end up watching something new. But I'm not really too hurt about it, frankly. I mean, I don't really have anything to say besides my hot take of not really being bothered by that not coming.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's... Who cares? It depends. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Horror Nights. She's dying. It's Horror Nights. Everything's gonna be cool.
Every time I drink, you say something that makes me laugh.
Sorry. What, the who cares?
Yeah.
It's Horror Nights. Whatever they bring to the event's gonna be cool. Even if it's not Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
As long
who
as
cares?
there's Horror Nights, who cares?
Exactly. That's how I see it, too. It's okay. I've seen it in another video, but came to support your channel, too. Well, appreciate that. Thank you very much. And we did just post a video with us covering it. Well, it was me. You weren't in it.
Yeah,
it was me, but if you want a quicker thing than watching the whole VOD tonight, it's like a 10-minute video we just dropped. So you can check that out, too, if you'd like. To get our opinions. I just realized that there has been rumors of The Weeknd doing music for a Scare Zone, but we're not sure if it's for Orlando or Hollywood. A Scare Zone based off of Dawn FM would be some cool junk to promote his last Weeknd album. Yes, I've heard that rumor too. I've heard the rumor of both coasts, but I don't know if it's true or not, obviously. I don't know if we'll get an announcement for that, or if we'll just experience it inside of a Scare Zone. Like if he's just doing the music for let's say a Vanity Ball type Scare Zone.
Right.
Or if he has his own Scare Zone. We won't know till probably opening night, or if he does get his own Scare Zone, we'll probably know when that gets announced.
Right.
But if he's doing music for a Scare Zone, that's not him. Yeah, we won't know till we step in the Scare Zone, most likely. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I like The Weeknd at HHN. I feel like every time I listen to The Weeknd now, all I can think of is HHN.
100%.
Which is cool. because I wasn't really like a big Weeknd fan before HHN. So yeah, HHN made me a Weeknd fan.
It did.
But yeah. What was I saying?
You're talking about the Weeknd.
Yeah, no, I finished that though. I was gonna say something else.
Oh, I don't know. I can't read your mind.
I don't know. But that is our thoughts on the newest spec map version 2 for Halloween Horror Nights 2024. Now we just await for announcements to see what might actually come to the event. And when I can officially confirm things for you guys, because I can't confirm anything right now.
Yeah.
But as soon as Universal does, I can go on a video and be like, yes, this is coming. And that's always the coolest feeling.
It is.
So hopefully something soon, right? But yeah. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a question real quick. Obviously, tomorrow there's going to be a Universal announcement. I will be putting out a video for that. If you are interested in that, please watch. If not, that's fine. Now, on Tuesday is April 30th. Is also halfway to Halloween. If you do that. Do you guys want us to stream on halfway to Halloween?
Yeah.
If so, let us know in the chat.
I say maybe we can do a fun little like hangout type of stream, like not so serious and informative, but just hang
Right.
out and chat and have fun and maybe play some games.
Right, like I'll probably in that stream talk about whatever Universal announces because I just love Universal in general, outside of HHN as well. So I'll probably talk about that a little bit. But yeah, so if you want to do that, cool. We might do some games. I don't really know yet. Haven't really too much planned it. I want to dress up. I don't know what I'm gonna wear, but I want to dress up and do something crazy. But yeah, it's halfway to Halloween. We're always talking about Halloween Horror Nights. Might as well do a halfway to Halloween stream, right? Okay, so you guys want to do that? Okay.
Yes.
I see the resounding yeses and the pumpkins in the chat.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
All right, so we will do that. That will be Tuesday, probably Tuesday evening, more than likely. And probably the starting soon for that will probably come sometime tomorrow, at some point. Probably after the video about the Universal announcement. They better announce something for halfway to Halloween. If they announce something on Tuesday, then yeah, we'll have a bunch to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Dressed up crazy, but we'll talk about it. And there will be a video that day too. But we don't know. That'd be nice, but I think it's too close to tomorrow's announcement from Universal. I don't know if it will be that, but Mary says, will you guys be celebrating Summerween? Always. We like to carve watermelons, like pumpkins, man. And I like to watch Fear Street 1978 because that's like a perfect Summerween or slasher summer movie. Heck, we have merch for Slasher Summer. If you want to go buy it, link in the description. Yeah, I just plugged it.
Good segue there.
No, we do actually have a shirt about it though.
Do.
But then like Friday the 13th as well. Yeah, that's my kind of stuff right there. But to be honest, it could be for Ghostbusters or something more obvious for their Maze announcement. I do feel like the first IP will most likely be the most popular rumor.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes, I feel like.
Yeah, I always feel like the one that we all figure out and kind of know is gonna happen is always the first announced.
Right. So when you think about that, and then it goes hand in hand with their summer. So when you think about that, and then it goes hand in hand with their summer stuff that might be coming. Ghostbusters, yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
I totally
your first
can
announcement.
see probably gonna have the HHN Easter eggs in the summer tribute store. Lots of them hinting towards Ghostbusters, and then the first announcement being Ghostbusters.
Yes. So who knows? But we'll see. And again, if they announce Ghostbusters, I'm all for it because I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan. So sure, let's do it. And that's why I'm so excited for what they're announcing tomorrow as well. But yeah, so yes, video tomorrow about the Universal announcement coming. And then Tuesday, halfway to Halloween live stream. So be there or be square. That's what I say.
Because if you're a square, then you're not around.
That's a good one. You guys should take notes. Get it tattooed. Amber will sign it.
This is the saying that I couldn't even remember.
Yes.
But doesn't that make sense? Because if you're a square, you're not around.
That is true. If you're a square, you're
That's
not
why
around.
you're
Ask
there or
SpongeBob,
be
dude.
square.
Ask SpongeBob. He's a square. Ask a Cheez-It.
be there.
He probably won't answer you, but ask him anyway.
Cheez-Its talk, they're in commercials.
No, that's the round cheese that talks. You're thinking about Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
The old Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch sounds real good right now.
Yeah. Anyways. But yes, and then, of course, I did talk about this in a previous stream. I think it was a morning one. Or maybe it was a nighttime one. I'm not sure. There's going to be another creator video coming this year as well in May. So that'll be coming up soon as well. So if you like the deep dive from last year, you'll like what's coming this year as well. So that's coming in May, so that's something to look forward to. Also, doing more vlogs now. So that's something we're breaching out into. So if you guys like vlogs and like just theme parks in general, there's going to be a lot more of that on the channel as well. More travel stuff, more vlogs, more Universal, and obviously HHN, but like, then like horror travel and things like that. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, that's kind of what we're leaning into for this year and going forward. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Also, new merch. 47 products. Down link in the bio if you got bio. Link in the description.
There you go.
If you guys want to support the channel in that way, obviously you do not have to. But if you want to just check out what they look like, or if you want to get it, you know, if you do buy merch, do tag us on Instagram if you follow us there. We will repost it and, you know, all that fun stuff. It'll be cool to see you in your new merch. But yeah, besides that, I believe that's everything I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah.
Covered the spec map.
Covered everything.
Covered future plans. Covered being around square, whatever it was. Yeah.
Being around square.
Being around square. But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on the Sunday night live stream. It was fun, guys. And we will see you in the fog. And we will see you in the moor. Thank you for hanging out with us, guys. Have a great night, my fiends.
Good night.
Bye.